Ooh, I got to start one of my pay to win upgrades.
What are we calling this? Is this a podcast?
Red. It's Clash.
Good morning, everyone. This is Red Talks Clash. I'm Rick. Who do we have here today? Like that is your cue to introduce yourselves.
It's Vanessa Baxton here, Loa, aka Liam.
Vanessa? Wait, you sound like a guy.
And we have Spencer joining us as well.
Yes, it's Spencer.
And Spencer's back. Big news today. Supercell has caved to all the protests.
No, they didn't.
And the outrage. And they have modified the Crafting Tower season to be 6 months long instead of 3 months. And then, also kind of slipped in there, fun little fact, because they said they extended it because it would have ended October 3rd, which is like the first day of CWL. Like all of the pay-to-win argument, like just imagine if they reset your seasonal defense during War 1 of a CWL.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, now it will last until sometime in November after World Finals. So that is November 1st and 2nd in Atlanta. So now we have a lot more time. Wait, what? Hold on, because the original Season 2 date was October 3rd. So this would have lasted a little longer than 3 months. What is it, dude? Like, is my brain off right now? Like, what? How long? Because no, sometime in November is not 6 months from now.
Well, when did they come out, merge defenses?
Yeah, 6 months would have been sometime in December, right? So, I mean, like, it still could be, yeah. Like, yeah, they just said, it'll definitely go until after World Finals. So I'm imagining changing over the season sometime with Town Hall 18. Because the last couple of years we've gotten Town Hall preview from World Finals and then the Town Hall release pretty much right after.
Yeah, I'm excited for Town Hall 18 already.
Are you just over 17? How many Town Hall 17s do you have?
It's a great question. I haven't counted. But like maybe let's say 11?
You have 11.
One maxed and all the others I rushed.
Okay. Like, have you been upgrading your crafting station on your non-max ones?
Obviously not. I would never do that. That would be a waste of resources.
So, let me see. Magic asked a question like, hey, did they actually say 6 months or am I making that up?
I remember them saying 6 months, and it's in the release notes as well, I think.
Let me pull it up. Upcoming changes to crafted defense. Is this like? Doesn't this look like a ChatGPT kind of message too? Like just with how it's broken out, like the titles and the little emojis.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they use it though.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a community manager, I'd be using ChatGPT all the time.
Like, no, but this is like 4 sentences. Like, there's not a lot. Like, there's no reason to GPT this.
I would still do it.
Or maybe it's just the way that that this generation writes now. It's just GPT is influenced by how people really communicate with.
They definitely generated this.
So everyone can see the actual announcement. So Seth came in.
Recap it.
Yeah. Like, so the changes, they're extending the season. It's gonna be a lot longer. And then also, we're going to have a permanent reward for the people who max it out. No word on what that reward is. I've seen speculation, and it's my kind of guess, too, that it's going to be something cosmetic. So, I don't. Yeah, like, how do you guys feel about having a permanent reward for maxing it out?
I'm really happy about it. I love it.
I'm not. I hate all of this.
I mean, like, even if I know it's useless, just having something to show for it and be like, oh, I didn't do all that for nothing. Even though, like, a decoration is basically useless. It's like, yeah.
I was never even going to touch the crafting station ever because it just resets every 3 months. And then now that they announced this permanent reward so ominous. I'm now grinding this stupid crafting station, and I don't even want to.
Right. But hear me out, Spencer. If you are you maxed out at yet or not?
Everything except walls.
Right. Okay. So let's say you have 6 builders, right? You have 4 of them on Capital Forge. What do you do with your other 2 builders?
Oh, I'm not putting anything on Capital Forge. Are you crazy?
Well, what are you doing with your builders then?
They're just chilling.
They're
upgrading
living that cush, do nothing life.
Yeah, but then you're not being as efficient as you can. Like then, I mean, you have 2 builders anyways that you can use on the merge defenses. So why not?
Well, yeah,
use them?
now I am because they announced this permanent reward. So,
so now you have to.
Yeah. So I'm already behind.
Last week you were saying you loved it. Like you loved the crafting station.
No, I said the opposite.
What?
I hate
Yeah,
it.
we've always been against it. You're the one who said you loved it, Vic.
I remember when we first started testing this, and I said this is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk about too. Is testing and the way it was framed. Like I had like a small moment of thinking like, hey man, it's more temporary content. People aren't gonna like that. And then like I really didn't think about it much. Because when it was presented to us in the creator program in the dev build, it was like specifically the question was, how are these things balanced? Let's make them kind of like equally desirable and interesting for people to use instead of like having one OP1 and 2 that people ignore. So throughout all the testing we did on them, literally that's like all I was kind of like laser focused on was like the balance, comparing each one to the other 2.
And have you come up with any insights from that?
No, I do think they are like fairly evenly balanced. I'm seeing like in Legends, I've been seeing a good mix of them all. I haven't like kept track of what I'm seeing, but I have seen a good variety.
The hook tower just seems it doesn't do any damage, does it?
No.
It just seems like it'd be way less effective than the other 2 then.
It's the one that I think is the most effective from a low level because it reaches out and can and snatches stuff away. So like if it grabs a hero and that hero dies, like it's like that's significant. For root riders where people are only bringing 4 or 5, maybe 6 on crazy attacks, like it eliminates one of them. That's significant. But if it's grabbing like Valks or small stuff, like it's really not that important, but it can really sidetrack an attack. So I think a lot of people were pretty dismissive of it, but I know I'm seeing a lot of them. I'm seeing fire spinners and I'm seeing a lot of crusher mortars. So yeah, no, I think they did a good job of balancing them. So we're gonna see a variety.
All right. Yeah, I might switch to hook tower now that you convinced me.
On all of them, I just kind of upgraded the HP, so they're not going to get giant arrowed out or kind of one hit and they're done. But beyond that, like I don't know, I'm curious what all the base builders are going to do. Like today, tomorrow, the end of the month. So everyone with like Patreon subscriptions for bases are going to start getting those real soon. I don't know. It'll be cool to see what those guys are really pumping out.
See if it makes a difference or not.
Yeah, okay. So I am hating on it a lot, but one thing I will say is these 3 defenses are really cool. Like better than any defenses we've gotten in the game recently. Like Monolith. I really like them a lot.
None of the feedback, like none of the negative feedback I've seen has been like these are stupid defenses or like people have their opinions on what's best. But like none of them hate the concept of rotating changeable defenses. Like everyone really seems to love that. The biggest complaints were that they were temporary, that there's a billion levels to upgrade, and just the fact that hey, it took over half the season to max them all just to have them deleted, in 6 weeks after that. So one of those problems has been addressed. Some are still there.
Yeah, the different levels upgrading different stats, like I get it. They want to give us, I'm assuming, different ways to spend our resources because there's elixir, gold, and dark elixir, and it artificially inflates the time. But it's just so stupid. Like, just combine all three in one level. Come on. I don't know.
I'm really excited to see the Inside the Builder Hut that's coming out sometime this month, I believe, where they're gonna apparently, or I hope, like really dive into like why they made the choices that they've done, because they kind of had this impossible to solve problem where what do you give players like me to do, who I'm totally max, I have nothing to like really keep me going except war and CWL, but I'm mostly going to be not building anything, much less of a reason to buy the gold pass, especially now that 1 gem donations are gone. If I don't have stuff to build, there's no reason for me to buy a gold pass. So they got to give players like me something to do. And they didn't want to do it in a way that is going to burden future Town Hall 17s with excess builds. As a way to keep players like me busy for a small amount of time, just to bridge the gap until Town Hall 18, I think it's amazing.
Aren't supercharges enough?
They could have been. This could have been like the update where we got supercharges. I've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
If this was the update where instead of the crafting station, we just got like, cool, here's where we're starting to trickle out supercharges. And those could be longer and more expensive. And like that could still be time filler. It could have addressed balance changes. Like they're nerfing the scattershot right now. And so instead of like a scattershot nerf, there could have just been not a scatter charge supercharge. And it would have been nerfed relative to other stuff. I hate the fact we got supercharges from day one still.
They should have just extended those, make them longer.
The other big complaint is just like more temporary content in general. Like, is temporary content good for the game long term?
I hate it.
I don't like it, and I don't think it's good for the game. I think it encourages people to spend a lot of things on temporary stuff, and then it's all gone. It's like, what's the point at that? The whole point for me, at least in Clash, is that I like that it's like, once you upgrade a building, you'll never have to upgrade that building again.
Just with the temporary nature of supercharges, at least the way they implemented it, those are lasting a long time. Even back when I thought supercharges would only be a couple months, when they were first released last September, like I was still okay with that then, because it wasn't just to give us something to do, it also addressed balance. So I was fine with that. Now going down the road of like having a permanent temporary thing, I'm not a fan of the way it was implemented. The other big complaint that people have had with it, and still will, it's 81 upgrades and takes 3 builders.
Yeah.
Just to delete itself. 6 months from now ish, 5-6 months, whatever, however long it is, that's a lot of wasted builder time to just disappear and reset.
Yeah, I don't like supercharges.
Supercharges could be cool. This could be cool. One of the things that I think a lot of the complainers missed in the initial release of the crafting station 2 was like right in the patch notes, they said future seasons won't have the same number of upgrades, basically. I'm not going to go look up the exact quote, but it was there. Where like they said, hey, like this is subject to change. So I think a lot of the outrage was just stupid, because hey, they already told us, hey, like, you think about it, they have a lot of time to kill for Max 17, so they gave us a lot of builds to do. And when Town Hall 18 comes, obviously they can't give us 81 builds for 3 builders for 1 building. None of that makes sense. So of course that's going to have to change. But we knew that if you paid attention.
Yeah, but who pays attention anymore, right?
Maybe it got left out of all the TikToks.
I mean, the one thing I do like about superchargers are the ones on the resources, because they at least give you like an increased resource production, whereas the one on defenses, it's like, sure, they give you additional speed and damage, but that's not, I don't find them that useful.
Yeah, and people are acting like this is kind of like a new mechanic, and in some ways it is too. But supercharges did already introduce the concept of separate upgrades for HP and DPS, and a third for resource production in those instances. Are we still on the Town Hall 16 supercharges for collectors, or did we ever get a new collector level? I don't remember.
Still, I think we're still on the same.
We've had those supercharges for 9 months now, because those came September last year. And who knows when they could last. There's no guarantee we get more levels with Town Hall 18. I think Town Hall 17 is done.
We're still on Town Hall 14 collectors, by the way.
I mean, yeah, you don't need them. It's just nice. It's nicer if you're in Legends, I think, but it's not all that significant, honestly. But yeah, like, I mean, that's temporary content that we're going to have for a year. You know, maybe shorter in some instances, longer in others, but I think they just took the acceptance of temporary content in the form of supercharges and just went to town with it, and they really overestimated people's tolerance for that.
Tested the limits.
No, I would love, like, it's been my question since the first time we saw this, is like, how is this going to work in Town Hall 18? So just having that laid out to us in advance, I think would, like, the solution to so many of their problems is just communicate better and give us more information.
Yeah, it's like that thing you said, like, get the easy wins, you know? Even just before making a change, you'd be like, hey, we're thinking of doing this. What do you think?
Yeah, like, just don't mess up the easy stuff. This could be handled in a tweet. You know, like, if they're like, hey, like, everyone is saying it's crazy, it's not going to work in the future, whatever, like, just tweet out some info and put it in context and communicate with us. And that is something I miss from, like, Darian, because I do feel he was better at, I don't know, like, I guess, frankly, damage control. Like, if Darian were still the CM, he would have been on Reddit, he would have been on Twitter, contextualizing this stuff and, like, putting people's fears at ease immediately.
Yeah.
And instead, I mean, we finally heard something.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think I saw a Frame of Fairy comment on the subreddit today, like 3 or 4 times.
Today?
But every time they do, like, put a post out on Twitter, I always, like, thank them, be like, thanks for being transparent, like, trying to positive reinforce them to doing it more. Not sure if it's working now.
Just conditioning them. Like,
well, yeah, but that's how you get people to do things more, right? You give them.
That's how you get dogs to do things.
Yeah, exactly. And they've liked my comments as well, my tweets sometimes. So I'm sure it's working.
Okay. The other big complaint, another one that I don't know has been really addressed, is all the outcry that this is pay to win. And I did want to talk about that a little bit. So how do you guys feel about the pay to win arguments?
It's not pay to win, it's pay to progress.
I mean, it's the same argument that's been talked about for the last 10 years, you know?
Kinda.
I mean, it's a little like equipment where you really need to grind a little bit more, and people who spend more money are going to be further along than people who don't.
Yeah, but if you're good enough, like, it's skill, right? It's not. You can take just having lots of money doesn't mean you'll be automatically better in terms of skill. I still think it's a skill-based game.
I mean, it's getting less so, but especially with all the balance changes that went out this morning. But
what, just because of supercharges and merged defenses, you mean?
I've always thought of pay to win more as like a spectrum, and I don't think Clash is pay to win. I think the crafting station moved the needle in the pay to win direction a little bit, because there's not a good way to burn through it quickly if you're not even comparing free to play, because free to play always is like you are behind every single update. That's just the nature of a game with a pass system. But if you're just like a moderate spender, like if you're a gold pass only kind of guy, it's still like all these are 1 day, 2 day upgrades. It doesn't make sense to use magic items on them. The last day of a build, like builds under 24 hours, cost proportionately double in gems or more. I'm not a math guy. So it is a defense catered to, maybe on purpose, maybe not, but gemming it done. Especially with 3 builders and 81 upgrades. Like, I've been hoping to see someone show the gem cost of getting through it, but even if it was just only buying builder potions, it's still a lot that you're going to have to spend to max it fast. However, on the other side of that, the hook tower works really well from a low level. To get decent use out of this building, you don't need to upgrade it very much. You need to get a couple levels of HP on it, and that's it. And then it works fine. And okay, you don't get use of the other two until much further down the road, but I think that's a great concession, and that kind of balances some of the concern, and people were ignoring that. And then also, like, this was 81 upgrades. Like, let's put it in these terms. Like, it was 53 days of upgrades for 3 builders. And people were crying about how this is a pay-to-win update. Compare that to the Town Hall 17 initial release that was 6 builders, would have taken 8 months to do that, like without any passes or magic items or stuff. It's a massive amount of content. So how is this one like crossed the pay to win threshold, but any other content release that's going to have more builder time, more buildings? Yeah, this entire update you can eliminate with one fireball. The 81 builds in 53 days of upgrades gone with one one little attack. A spiky ball and a quake will take them out at higher HP. Yeah, I don't know. It's not that impactful. Like, I get why people are calling it pay to win. I understand that, but no one's really looking at it in context of what it really does. And I think there's a lot of good things to be upset about it too. Like 53 days of upgrades and 200 million resources and 2 million dark.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, and you do not have access to 2/3 of it at any single time. Like, you're only using one. So 2/3 of that of all those upgrades are completely useless to you in any given single attack.
Yep.
But that's the whole point. It's meant to be like a time and resource soaker for those max players.
Yeah, until it resets.
It was also a really weird choice to me that they chose to pursue content for, like, specifically for max players. So, like, because it only makes sense to spend significant time and resources on this thing if you are already maxed or close to max. Making content, basing a whole update around stuff that if you're a new 17 or you're about to become a 17, it makes sense to completely ignore it, essentially. And that's a weird game design choice to me.
I mean, I was going to ignore it too until they said the permanent reward.
And now you can't.
Yeah, now I can't.
And now you're going to feel pressured to put 3 builders on. Like, someone like Liam, like, if Liam wanted whatever this permanent reward is going to be on 10 of his 11 Town Hall 17s, now he's obligated to put off permanent resources to pursue it. And obviously you don't have to. Like, I don't care. If it's a cosmetic anything, I don't care what it is. A lot of people will.
The permanent reward, it makes sense, but it makes it worse because now I feel even more obligated to upgrade this because I wasn't even going to touch it ever.
There's no way to please everyone. It's kind of like it was always going to be lose-lose in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Can't make everyone happy.
Like, this is why I'm really hoping that the inside the builder hut, like, is good. If that comes out and it's just like a half an hour of, like, we're listening to your concerns and, we're talking about ways to do it in the future. If that's all it is, like,
we hear you and appreciate you.
Don't release that and waste everyone's time. Like, I really hope they did a better job with it than, like some of the clan chats they've done where they're like, yeah, we're definitely listening to feedback and we'll discuss it. Because that's not a real answer. All right. You guys have anything else you want to hit on for the crafting station?
I don't like that it's temporary, but I'm glad that they're giving us a reward about it at least.
Here's some more things I want to bring up. From a game developer perspective, like, I don't know why they couldn't have implemented this within Builder Base or Clan Capital. I want to talk about Builder Base. The whole original vision of Builder Base was to help your main base. If they could have thrown all these defenses at Builder Base as separate defenses and then have us choose one to bring to the home village, that's been said a million times. That could have been a way better way to implement this. And I know people don't like builder base, but they should have brought that to the builder base.
Yeah, like actually, I think that's a good point. Like using builder base as like, even if it's just proof of concept for mechanics, like the hook tower is a new mechanic to Clash. That's really kind of it. But the others are just like, one's a 360 degree fire spitter and one's like a defensive super bowler. Yeah, I don't know, like using builder base or capital as a testing ground for stuff that could eventually transition into home village, I think good would be a good call.
Like these unique defenses perfectly fit builder base.
Some of it does have like a builder base vibe.
Yeah. And like slightly more off topic, but the helper hut, I also think that should have been thrown at builder base. Like we bring helpers over. I don't know. They gotta bring builder base into this.
Being able to use helpers in one village or the other, I think would be cool. It'd be a nice little concession. Like if you could put your apprentice builder who, like the times and costs are balanced a little differently. So maybe your max apprentice helper wouldn't do 8 hours of progress on the builder base. It would, some scaled down version of it. But I mean, we also kind of have the clock tower over there too, which is all of them rolled into one. Well, not the alchemist, but both of them rolled into one.
Yeah.
All right. Balance changes came out this morning, and we haven't played them unless you played like the live game today. But these changes were not ever put into a dev build for us to play with or test. So it's kind of like we get to find out what's good and what's not along with you guys.
Boo-hoo, welcome to how the rest of us live.
I'm not complaining because I don't want to complain about not having, like, I've seen it. I've been able to like envision how this stuff changes. There's nothing like crazy out of here. So buffs to a lot of underutilized troops. So buffs to Dragon Riders got HP, Throwers got HP and DPS, Miners got HP and DPS. The Healers is a real nice change. The Healers got a buff to their hero heal only. So they don't heal heroes equally, but they almost do. So like a max healer will heal 80 heal units per second, I think it is. Like whatever it is, 80 heal. And now they used to do 70-40 heroes, and now they'll do 78. Percentage-wise, that's significant. It sounds a lot. It doesn't sound cool to me, but percentage-wise, it's nice.
I like it. More healing.
Super Miners get HP and DPS. Super Minions, no stat changes, but they do have one extra long shot. So that goes from 6 to 7, I want to say. And then Super Bowlers, HP and DPS. Super Hogs got just HP, and Super Wizards got just DPS. Do you now use any of these troops, or will the balance changes get you to start using them?
I don't think balance changes will ever make me use something unless it's insanely OP. But I do like to see them buff super troops. That's always nice to see.
Yeah.
Well, why do you like to see them buff super troops? Like, what's the advantage there?
I feel like a lot of super troops, no one even uses them. And everyone should want to use these, a super version of your troop. So them buffing them is a good sign. I hope to see them used more.
Yeah. I personally only use them during clan games, because otherwise you have to always keep boosting them every 3 days. So
almost every single one of these at Town Hall 17, I see used a lot. Like I see, like Dragon Riders are a real nice hit. Like we have guys in our clan who do RC charge into Dragon Riders with a whole lot of success, high hit rates. We have a couple guys who do throwers. Throwers are already viable and usable, especially now with Ice Block. Those got a big boost at all levels. I have not used a regular miner since Town Hall 13, maybe, doing hybrid way back when. So regular miners. There's a glitch with miners right now, miners and Ice Block. So I've seen people doing miners recently, but I think it's more related to a bug that's going to get fixed. But like every now and then people say miners with life jam are going to be good. Maybe that's the case now. No one's going to change the way they use healers. Healers are just better. I don't see people using super miners, but who knows? Super minions, like people use super minions in CC still. Like maybe it makes it a little more viable than at least on certain attacks. Of all of these, super hogs are probably the one that I think people are going to start experimenting with.
Yeah, Magic Junior was saying Super Hogs were really strong. So does that mean they'll be even stronger now?
Like Magic Junior had like he had like a top 1,000 finish in Legends, didn't he? Like, and he's been doing Super Hogs all month.
Damn.
GG. Let me pull up Magic Junior's profile and see where he finished at and glaze him up a little.
Oh, he's in the chat. He could bring him up on stage.
Oh, he missed top 1,000, but not by much. So he was 1303 global, which is still awesome. That's huge.
Wow.
Congrats,
That's
dude.
impressive still.
Yeah, and he's been doing Super Hogs all month, so like his attack, like he's already, mastered that, and it's just only going to get better for him, especially with the nerfs to scatter shots. Those are always big on, the pack armies like Hogs. So he got a double boost to his army. I'm gonna start experimenting with that later today. But yeah, it's just like the goal with these was, underused troops and also to counter the additional strength of the crafting station. I've said it a bunch. I think the game's too easy. I've given up thinking it's ever going to change.
So do these balance changes make it more easy? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they just wanted to focus on having people attack with ground armies.
Because these are...
I think...
Oh, no. Yeah, Dragon Riders.
I think they might have mentioned that.
Yeah, most of them are
That they wanted to buff ground armies, especially with the scatter shots and stuff. Yeah.
So it doesn't do anything to address like the two big meta armies, dragons and root riders. So those get a little bit of a buff with the healer change.
Yeah.
The scatters help everything universally, and the wall nerf. Again, like root riders already chew through walls, so big deal. Your heroes are going to beat less on walls. So, again, big deal. The real nice thing with walls, though, is that you no longer have to max your wall breakers. You can use super wall breakers from, I think, 2 town halls back to break max walls now. So those are, if you're using super wall breakers, those are essentially upgrades you don't need to do anymore.
Very nice.
I had one question about the walls, and I wasn't able to answer it because they never put it in the dev build. But there was an issue where a raged or a haste root rider would go through a wall without breaking it, just because the period of time it has to be in contact with a wall to destroy it was shortened under a rage and haste, so it would go through a wall and not break it, which I always thought was stupid.
That's sketchy, yeah.
and should have been fixed. But so I haven't been able to test it today to see if that is still the case or not. But that is going to be the first thing I do when we're done here. And then I should edit in right now, like I'll record later and be like, oh, it does work, or no, it doesn't work. Just tested it. A raged root rider will still not break the new level of maxed walls.
Moment of silence.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Those are the balance changes. I don't know. Like, overall, I think the crafting station didn't do enough to warrant needing a lot of buffs to these troops, but also anything that's going to encourage a variety of attacks, I'm for. So I'd rather see a lot of this stuff be viable. I've wanted to do super bowlers for so long, and I haven't been able to make them work consistently enough to be happy with it since Town Hall 14. So I'm really hoping super bowlers are back in the meta and viable, but it's probably gonna be
chance. They just got a buff. So
yeah, I know. Like HP and DPS super bowlers. I'm really hoping.
Well, what is it that you can't get work? Is it the timing?
Yeah, I just don't think they're strong enough, and then their pathing is weird. They do they kind of have the same problem as throwers, at least for me, where they're doing damage from so far away that it screws with their pathing. They don't stick together very well because they can see stuff pretty far away, and they create big dead islands around them. And then once you drop in earthquake boots on the king, they split up too easy for me. So you really have to have a tight funnel. And then the amount of spells, I don't know. It's weird. I'm hoping someone finds a good army that I can just copy.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Anything else on balance changes you guys want to add?
I'm happy for that. Still monitoring the game and trying to improve.
Yeah, man, I just want there to be a big variety. I just watched all the World Final stuff, and it was, like, I know hard mode is different and like not too relevant to most players, but like, man, I think I saw, like, I didn't watch every single war, but like I saw one attack. Like I watched 3 wars. I think I saw one attack that wasn't Root Riders or Dragons. It was a Super Yeti attack. It's still triple at least, but and the other thing,
I saw a couple different ones.
Yeah, no, like to backtrack too, is like I'm glad we didn't do this like this podcast earlier, because I think I would have been proven wrong. But watching last weekend's wars, not the finals wars, but the lead up to the finals, I was like, all the pay to win concerns that people are like, hey, everyone's gonna be gemming these things to max and it's not fair. I watched a lot of those wars, and I don't think I saw a single maxed crafting station at all in those wars. So I'm like, look, it's not happening. But then yesterday and the day before for the finals, like maxed out Crusher Mortars on almost every base. So clearly those guys had like been speeding up their crafting station, and it worked. Like this Crusher Mortar max against Root Riders, very punishing.
I like that. Something to counter Root Riders.
Yeah, and not enough. Yeah, we got to like real quick. We'll talk cosmetics, and then we'll go to questions. So, Spencer, what do you think about the CyberClash season?
I think the skins are cool and unique, and I'm not going to buy any of them.
Dude, I'm getting a gold pass. Like the warden is the coolest one to me. This big giant robot looking floating head warden.
Yeah, I do like the theme. They're great. But I like having my legendary scenery with the matching legendary skins. So
Aren't you a collector though, Spencer? Like you want everything, all the
I
decorations
collect
and all?
decorations, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's broken his habit on sceneries and skins.
Just because
Since that legendary
kind of
scenery.
broke in real life now, spending so much money traveling the world.
Man, you got to prioritize, dude. Who wants to go to Japan when you can buy cyberpunk stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah, like if you missed out on the little kawaii giant statue, that goofy thing, like that's in the scenery. Yeah. There's the Archer Queen like painting her toenails in the scenery. Like they definitely know their audience.
What, toes?
Yeah, there's toes in the scenery.
Okay, I'm buying it right now.
This little like Archer Queen with her little tongue sticking out, dude. Like people.
Oh, gosh.
It's gonna be.
People are gonna love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun month of removing weird, perverted stuff on Reddit. I'll tell you now.
Yeah, I like the CyberClash, the theme. Anything that's magic or futuristic, I like.
I'm so excited. It's the Warden and the Gold Pass. Like I would have bought it on its own, but like now I just get it included anyway. So I'm stoked. Finally, something that might get me off Party Warden, the best skin in the game. All right, real quick in other news, you get Treasure Hunt towards the end of the month. So more chests coming. Cool.
Yay.
Yeah, and a Super Troop event during clan games looks like. So hopefully we get more boosted Super Troop
challenges.
Tasks. Yeah, challenges. Yeah, sorry. In clan games. That was cool last month.
I love that. That was the best.
Yeah, we had more boosted tasks in clan games this month. Made them minimal and nicer. Like I'm glad they're streamlining clan games too. So for so long, clan games have sucked. Like one of the worst changes they've ever made in the whole game was like changing all the tasks to 100 to 300 points and like only having several that did better. I hated that so much.
Yeah, but like it seems like I don't want to claim too much credit, but I feel like they took my suggestion into account where like they looked at like because I suggested one time where like, hey, like do you guys actually monitor which tasks get used or trashed, and like do you use that to like maybe boost some points? And it seems like they did that this month or in June. So I'm really happy about that.
I would love to see the data behind like in engagement, how many points the average player gets, stuff like that. How many more people got to 4,000 points when there are boosted tasks? Like just to see how that affected player behavior. And I think like just educated guess, but if they're doing it again, hopefully it helped a lot. All right, man. I think let's move on to listener questions and then we wrap it up.
Yeah, I built a huts worth upgrading from Matadros. I think they are because they help heal your surrounding buildings, and I've upgraded all of them, so I like to tell myself that they were worth it. Rick Spencer, I built a hut's worth upgrading.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate when I zap something and the builder starts repairing it before.
Oh
it
yeah,
destroyed.
so annoying.
Yeah.
Especially during clan games.
Yeah, like it can screw up Zapquakes in certain areas, and also like, I mean, how many times have you seen an attack go where like you almost get down in something important, like the town hall or the mono or whatever, and your troops path away, and like by the time they get back to it, it's fully healed. So yeah, like upgrading the builder huts I wouldn't call it a priority at like Town Hall 14, but like you're gonna want to do it eventually. Like get them to be battle builders, and then probably prioritize other stuff before you do the next 4 levels or whatever it is.
Yeah. How is Supercell going to address the space issue with the new upcoming Town Hall? Will developers abuse the merging system?
I don't know, maybe. Like, like we don't have any details on Town Hall 18. Yeah, like I imagine more stuff will merge eventually.
Army camps, collectors, yeah.
Does the barracks need to be a building, or can the barracks be off on the side up with the sauna and the trader? Like, can we lose that building entirely?
I think we can.
I know, like, there's a lot of creative stuff they could do. Like, maybe we merge like 3 Infernos into a Mega Inferno or something. I don't know, but like I would imagine more merges come.
Yeah. Same. Why do you think Supercell thought Superchargers weren't enough for maxed out players?
Because the way they friggin' released them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said right at the top, I think everyone would have been happy if right now we would have, like, if this update, instead of the temporary crafting station and all the nonsense that followed out of that, if this update had only been like, if we would have just kind of like last year, where in the fall we like, hey, here are supercharges for you to do, like that would have filled time. It would have been something we're already familiar with and have accepted. I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But like adding them to level 1 created this problem that they had to solve in a weird way with the crafting station. Still salty about it.
I can tell. I don't know. This one is maybe a bit of a weird one, but if barbarians had to attend anger management therapy, which troop would be their therapist, and what would that therapy session sound like?
What?
No.
Hey, I'll let you answer that, Liam.
I was gonna say the healer was gonna be the therapist. And what does a session sound like? I was like, yeah, it'll just be like the normal conversation. Healer talks most, but yeah, nothing special.
Who would you want to be the therapist, Liam?
The healer, definitely.
Really?
Well, yeah, because they're like healing people and stuff like that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Obviously, no other reasons.
Apprentice Warden has a more therapy vibe to me. I don't know why.
Or the druid.
Nah, druids are crazy, dude. They show up. They're not even wearing shirts. They transform into a monster.
Every month, I forget the druid is even in the game. Like, you guys just said druid. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing in the game.
I was watching a live attack earlier, and like a dude was using druids on me.
It's still newish, yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to bring back an old mechanic, what would you do?
Global chat.
No, global chat was terrible.
Who said that? Who said that?
I hate how history has been rewritten to where global chat was like a recruiting paradise where you could just start BSing with people and find max players for your clan. Like, global chat was always terrible. People who recruited on global chat were made fun of.
Oh, that's how I found my clan that I'm now the leader of for the last 10 years.
It was like nothing but people asking for like does your clan have girls, and can I be a co-leader in your clan, and making fun of rushed players. It was global was, you could definitely have fun there. Like, I had fun making fun of people in global, but it was not. It's nothing that needs to come back. What was the actual question? I just went on a global rant.
If you had to bring back an old mechanic, what would you do?
I don't know. I miss the bonus damage interactions that were there. Like, the game's probably too complicated for that now. There's so many more troops and so many different ways for everything to interact. Like, I get why it was removed, but like knowing that you had to like disable double giant bombs to get your hogs through a Town Hall 9. Like I missed that kind of strategy. But like I said earlier, game's never going to be that again, so whatever.
I miss having to like wait to train all your troops and stuff like that.
Will there be a new season that'll bring more competitive challenges with it? Challenges that are actually worth it getting involved in with actual worlds like 300 story wars.
Oh, like at the attack challenges?
Yeah.
Oh, I have not paid attention to those in years, probably.
I don't know. I like the idea of having more things that give story wars. I'm kind of running short.
I'll do anything for Starry Ore, dude. Like beat me in the alley.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, like I think community events, like we just had kind of one where it was like the event was only claim a decoration, but that released a magic snack bundle. Oh, and the way they did the magic snacks too, it's so hidden. So like if anyone hasn't seen yet, you're gonna be able to claim it for another
until July 2nd.
Yeah, for another couple days. But yeah, you go to the news tab and there's like it's kind of a pulsing icon on top of the progress bar next to Justice for Everyone, and then you get a snack bundle.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like a button.
I would have never seen that. Like if
something have like a click here thing.
I only saw it because someone posted on Reddit.
Yeah, that's literally how I found out about it too. Was on Reddit by someone else.
How should I determine whether to use Code Spencer or Kuvik?
Definitely Code Spencer because I'm in more of a financial trouble than Rick is. So.
Yeah, I guess that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use it to buy gold passes to give away, but also Spencer needs to like pay rent. I guess it sounds like.
I have more debt than money in my bank account. Let me just say that. Fun fact.
Oh God.
There's got to be some kind of like character that you look close enough to where you could just go hang out on the strip and like scam people for scam tourists for taking selfies with you.
My gosh. Yeah, those are the worst.
Do we have to complete all the 3 different defenses upgrades to max for the reward, or just one defense? I don't think we know yet.
All 800 levels, yes.
All.
The details on that are coming later, it sounds like, but I would imagine max means max. I would plan on getting each one to level 30. If you want the mysterious future permanent reward, I assume some kind of cosmetic thing. Probably not like a skin or scenery, because those are for sale for real money, but like I can imagine like a deco or something,
Maybe because the defenses leave, it'll be 3 decos, one of each defense.
A decoration that has a selectable thing to display would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
When are we having clan capital upgrades?
At this point, maybe never.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe next year. They just said this entire year is focused on Home Village.
I'm ready for more capital content.
I am too.
I think people would be more receptive of Capital Hall 11 and a new district than they would be of like Builder Hall 11.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's time.
You think it's time to end the podcast? Or?
No, I think it's time for more capital content.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
At level 1, would you say the hook tower is best? I'd say probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, probably.
Surely integrating forms of hard mode into CWL and Legends is the way to make it more difficult for players like us, while keeping it easier for those with less time. No.
I see this a lot. Like, I don't like hard mode. Hard mode.
I don't like it either.
Like, call it a skill issue. Make fun of me. Hard mode is too hard for me to enjoy the game. Hard mode. Like, when I'm in hard mode, I haven't practiced it because I just don't want to.
Wait. Is that why it's called hard mode? Because it's hard?
I just don't want them to make it mandatory, because it's just like, I like that it's optional, and if they force it on us, I'm going to revolt. So,
like people always say Legends and CWL needs hard mode.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so if I'm playing CWL for hard mode, and I'm playing Legends in hard mode, is War just now like regular War, like the thing I do every day of the week, like through the rest of the month? Is that just easy mode now? You'd have to implement it across the whole game for players like me, and I don't want to play hard mode. I just make normal mode normal. Like fix the balance in normal mode. Hard mode can still be for esports and whatever. Let it be punishing. I've always felt like I shouldn't have a 90% hit rate with the amount of effort I put into playing this game.
And do you have a 90% hit rate?
Close to it, if not. Like, I don't know, I haven't looked at my stats recently. Like, I spent a couple days goofing off because I'm so bored of like the current stuff. So it probably dropped over the last month, but it's definitely over 80. It's probably in between 80 and 90 somewhere.
Nice.
Which is stupid high.
Yeah, fair enough. That's it for questions, by the way.
Awesome.
I have a shout out. I want to shout out Supercell for posting the calendar event early today. So thanks for that.
No shout outs. Use code Spencer.
Hashtag save Spencer's event.
All right. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to a guy in our clan named C-Man. He plays for MMG, and he's cool enough to still hang out with us and not go all pro running around. But he got his highest Legends finish ever. He's 89 global, which is pretty dope. So I know he was super pumped to get a 2-digit finish in Legends. So shout out to C-Man. I was gonna also say to Magic Jr., the guy behind Clash King, code Clash King out there, had another awesome Legends finish. He's been sharing his progress with us the last couple days, so congrats to him too. And finally, I want to shout out the Deck Collector, who is actually an awesome troop. Deck Collector has been so cool.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I know. When you hit a good like progress base and you can get way extra loot, I love them. Otherwise than that, they suck.
I've been playing on lower accounts, upgrading stuff, and it's so nice. It's so nice. Like totally pointless at Town Hall 17. They're useless. Like I was wasting them, just tossing them wherever on my Legends hits. Useless at Town Hall 17 and higher Town Halls. Dude, just farming dead bases, just Barch style, just a ring of giants, a ring of Deck Collectors, full storages instantly. Deck Collectors got a whole lot of disrespect for no reason when they've been an amazing troop for lower Town Halls, for sure. So shout out to the Deck Collector.
And shout out to the whole live audience here today as well.
Yeah, thanks you guys for listening. This is going to be published on all the podcast platforms later today. Thanks for joining us and asking questions, and we will catch you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everyone.
And as another little from my phone edit, this was recorded at the end of the update episode with Bash. This is us telling Sam about me replacing him with a different British person. So the next 5 minutes were just that conversation. I cut it out of the last episode because it's kind of relevant to the update, but we're under an hour on this one, and we laughed. So here you go. This is Sam finding out that he's totally replaceable with any random crazy British person. Actually, no, Sam, I'm glad you brought that up. So I wanted to follow up about something you had said during that trample damage episode.
Here we go.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna I'm gonna play the clip. It's about a minute long, and I'm gonna hit play, and then so we can all listen to it, and then I have a follow up question on like what are you even talking about? So here we go.
This is a public shaming exercise now, isn't it?
No. It's way something else. So enjoy.
What do you think, Sam?
My current thoughts on Town Hall 17 is it's a B. It's very, very good so far. I thought the fact that the Town Hall 8 the Eagle Artillery would be a bad move by Clash of Clans, though it has worked out quite well in their favour. The updates have been quite solid so far. The equipment seems to be more balanced these days and not as horrendously bad. We still got the boots, but the boots are quite good tactic at the moment, and they're not too OP, but that invisibility spell thing is good. The Town Hall aesthetically looks very good for Goth players, and many players have been wanting a Town Hall-esque style for many, many years. So them doing it now was the best time, and them removing training times has greatly made the whole player base better because more people can play more, and then that means Clash of Clans can get more money, meaning they can remove more things in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know you were gone, Sam.
It doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah, you're goth.
Sounds very
now?
like you.
Since when?
That's just not me, is it? This is the dangers they warned of with the development of AI.
That was not AI. That was a real live British person.
The dangers they warn you of alcohol, bud.
Yeah, you never know who's
I
recording.
would. You know what? If that was more accurate, I would have myself and worry that I had done that. But because it sounds actually nothing like me, I'm not too worried.
Of all our many hundreds of listeners, 2 people noticed it was not you.
What? Wait.
You should recognize that voice, though.
Wait, that wasn't actually him?
Wait,
Yeah.
you played that in the episode?
In the last 2 episodes, you made an appearance.
And he's just noticing now.
You know who that is.
It's you.
No,
Broadly speaking.
no. That is our friend, British Minecraft YouTuber, Tommy. Dude, yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I just had Tommy come on and ramble for 10 minutes as you, and then and you skipped our last episode, so I had him do it again and played it, and it's awesome.
So sorry, my punishment for sitting through some grueling, horrible maths exams is fraudulent impersonation of my voice on the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just sounded like you were drunk because you were just rambling about nonsense. So it sounded just like you, bud.
I don't think this is what I deserve for having to sit through analysis too.
On our most recent one, right before this, you also told everyone you love the Dark Days scenery because it's very depressing and it reminds you of what you are. And I don't know exactly what that means. But...
Oh my goodness.
See, the thing is, I don't think I had much credibility, just generally before this, but I feel it may be entirely gone by this point.
So yeah, I know I'm kind of disappointed. I know I'm disappointed you showed up late for this one because I was like, yeah, I get to use Tommy again, but
Oh well, I'm not giving you a third opportunity to mock me. You know what? I'm kind of impressed.
That's what you meant by you had a backup plan. I got you.
Yeah.
Part of me hates you, but part of me is incredibly impressed. So maybe we should go with that.
All right. Well, I'll probably cut that one out because I want to upload this one to the game, and that was like 10 minutes of nonsense.